the lighting in here is pretty shocking, but we're gonna go with it. So I hope this is all good for you guys and this is what you want. Okay. Hi, I'm Suzie Malone. I am the Aussie Bombshell. I am all the way from Sydney, Australia, and I'm here at the Pink Pony this week in Atlanta. It's probably one of the best clubs that I have featured in a very long time, probably not to mention ever. And it's full of beautiful women, fantastic features have performed here, everything from adult film stars to fantastic feature showgirls, and I am honoured to be here. So I actually have a few questions from some fans that they would like answered, so I will do my best to answer them for you. Okay, here we go. Question number one, do you still live in Australia? No, I don't. I live in Los Angeles. I'm based in Hollywood, California, but I do go back regularly to my homeland, usually for Christmas, to spend time with my family. So, how did you start featuring? Well, that's a very interesting question. In Australia, it's all very much burlesque. I'm the world's only magic burlesque showgirl, and all of my shows are very much predominantly burlesque, and then I added in the magic concept about 4 years ago, and it's been working quite well. But before that, I am actually a trained dancer, and I was working for an agent who had two sides of her agency. One side was straight dancing, like dinner theatre and, you know, music videos, all that kind of thing, and then the other side was burlesque. And I got a phone call asking me to fill in for somebody one time, and I thought to myself, I could never take my top off, I could never do something like that. And she told me how much it was, and then I thought about it, and then I puckered up my courage and I tried it, and I've never looked back since. And I've been doing it in Australia for many years, and then I was poached to come over to your great country here in the USA, and I'm still here having a great time because you guys are just awesome. Okay, do you plan on taking your magic show to a major showroom like in Las Vegas? Well, I have actually already performed in Vegas a couple of times. I've performed at the Hard Rock at the Joint and at the Mirage twice. So that was, I was nominated 3 times in a row for Exotic Dancer Magazine's Entertainer of the Year, and they had their huge award show there. So I had the privilege of performing in those big auditoriums in Vegas, and it was probably one of the highlights of my career. And I've also performed at I think it was Club Paradise in Vegas as well. But yes, I would like to have my own show in Las Vegas, so we will have to stay tuned for that. Okay, what's the worst surprise you've had while performing on stage? That's actually a very sad story, because I was actually doing a huge illusion in Vegas, and somebody drugged my assistant, and she was so belligerent, the poor girl could hardly stand up, and we went ahead and we tried to do this illusion, and I did it to the very, very best of my capability, but it's probably the worst thing that has ever happened to me on stage, because I was freaking out before I was on stage that this was even going to work. And it turns out that I kind of pulled it off, but not really, but it was in front of the industry, so what are you going to do? I redeemed myself the next year though anyway, so. Okay, next question. If you knew today was the last day on earth, how would you spend it and why? I would spend it with the people that I love most in my life, because they are very, very important to me. They've always been there for me through my highs and my lows, and if it was my last day on earth, I would want to spend it with them. Next question. If you could date anyone famous, who would it be? I don't want to date anybody famous because it's too much drama. Next question. What's the wackiest thing a fan has done to get your attention? It was actually here at this club, here at the Pink Pony. There was a gentleman that came in every day for the lunch shows, and every day he had something different on, and he wanted to chat to me. And then yesterday he actually turned up in a full-on Australian stockman outfit with the akubra, the dryzer bone, everything, and walked up to tip me. It was very funny, but God bless him, where would we be without our fans? They keep us employed. Okay, what was your first car? What was my first car? I don't even know whether you guys have it in this country. It was, oh, it was a Ford Laser. It was a little white Ford Laser, and it was a piece of crap, but your first car usually is a piece of crap. Okay, what's your favorite place to be kissed? My favorite place to be kissed is probably on the back of my neck. An erogenous zone. What are the 3 words to best describe you? Sexy, confident, and outgoing, I would say. That would be 3. Okay, if you had the chance to go back in time, where and when would you go? I would probably like to go back to the 40s, because I would love to be able to perform with Gypsy Rose Lee, the original Gypsy Rose Lee. I've read her biography and she had a fascinating life, and burlesque back in the day seemed like it was just a whole different world. It's got a huge comeback at the moment, especially with artists like Dita Von Teese and stuff, but back in the day to have that real kind of, you know, speakeasy, even the 20s burlesque would have been a lot of fun, because it was a lot more risque back then. Okay, if you were on death row, what would be your last meal? Foie, hands down. Foie is it's goose liver. If it's pan-seared, and my favorite restaurant that does it is the Eiffel Tower at the Paris in Las Vegas. It's one of those delicacies. It's so rich and so wonderful that you just crave it, but you can't have too much of it because it's so rich. But I do love French food. Okay, any announcements? Okay, announcements. I have a couple of things that are in the works, nothing I can really divulge at the moment. Maybe I'm going to be having a phone app very, very soon, so stay tuned for that. To all my fans out there that come to see me, I thank you so very much for all your love and support, and I really love it every gig that I go to when people come up and actually say how much they enjoy the shows, because I just love entertaining so much, and I thank the American public for letting me do what I love to do. You guys have just been so awesome to me and welcoming me into your country, and Pink Pony, you have just been so fantastic and welcoming to me this week. I thank you so very, very much for having me, and I hope to see you soon. So this is Suzie Malone, the Aussie Bombshell, the industry's only magic burlesque showgirl, signing off.